Okay.
Kicking off all radio night at 8 p.m.
Yeah, 10-4. Yeah, I went ahead and started it. I had a heck of a time getting it off of that upcoming thing, Cut and Figure. All right. Well, on radio night, a little early, 7:58. I was trying to do that upcoming event thing, but it didn't work out. A night ranger had to explain to me the difference between a Pacific time, Eastern Standard Time, Rocky Mountain time, and all those times there. So I was on Greenwich Mean Time. Anyway, okay, standing by. Yeah, I'm on the air right there. There's Wonder Woman right there.
Crazy man needs to call a White Dog, see if he's going to get in here.
Thank you, you're fine, crazy man.
I called him and he didn't answer. Well, he did answer, but he said he was coming out there, and I guess he fell on the floor right in front of the radio, and he's laying there right now with his arms stretched out, and he's couldn't get up.
Help, I'm falling. I can't get up.
Somebody call over there and get him to knock the microphone down on the floor.
All right, it's 8 p.m.
Ten-4, yeah, already started over here. I had to do it because I had set that thing up wrong. But anyway, it's ready to go. It's okay. It's ready.
All right, so what are you talking about?
Oh, I got this Johnson Messenger 223 with a D104 with a dirty diaper flag on it. Let's see if I can get it in there. There you go. That was made for me by a drifter. Made me that flag there. He's made several of them. He did a better job than the people that made the other ones I got. And yeah, that's what I'm doing. And this radio, come to find out, is basically a Blackface Johnson Messenger 2, the Messenger 2, and then 23 channel. They were in a hurry to get a 23 channel radio out there. So they just turned the Blackface Johnson chassis sideways and added, the crystal synthesis and other crystals to it, and a different, faceplate. But it's basically the same radio as a Blackface Johnson. I know somebody's going to say it isn't, but anyway. All right, well, that's what I'm talking on, and I'm standing by.
Well, that explains the audio. That radio was kind of an audio monster on transmit, especially if you had a D104 on it. I don't know which mic you got, but I know the first time I remember hearing one of those and at least knew what it was, they had a D104. I don't remember. I think it was amplified, but in any case, yeah, it had tons of audio, and it was a good sounding radio. I remember hearing one around 1976. It was a girl who, well, I'll leave my comments about the individual, but in any case, the radio sounded pretty good with her on it.
Yeah, well, that's what this is. It's an amplified D104. It may not be the right head for it. I'm just using this one because I like the flag that drifter made for me. I've got another couple more. I've got so many of these cotton picking microphones, I don't even know. But I'm going to go through them again. I had done it years ago, and checking them out and seeing which one that sounded the best, the crystal elements there. All right, well, let me stand by, and are you going to tell us what you're talking on there, Night Ranger?
All right. I'm going to take the call this vintage. I guess it's just hard for me to think of a radio from this decade as vintage, but it is a 25-year-old radio, if not slightly more. This radio came out, I think, around 1991, and I remember seeing advertisements for it maybe as far as early 1997 in the ARRL QST magazine. It's not a CB, if you can guess, since it was in the QST. But this is 1990s, early to mid-1990s Kenwood TS850 SAT with a Shure 522 desk mic on it, and I got the matching Kenwood SP31 speaker on it. And got a little Radio Shack DSP 40 on it for one of them on sideband to get rid of the tones. This is an excellent sideband radio. Matter of fact, the contesters loved this radio back in the day. AM is just kind of fair. Matter of fact, I just call it a little bit noisy on AM compared to like a Cobra 2000 or Realistic TRC 451. But excellent sideband radio and good ham radio. You can look on ehem.net. They're always comparing other radios to this radio. So it was kind of the standard of the day. It was definitely considered a contester's radio.
Well, I sure hope that guy that likes you don't get on you about you talking on the radio like that, and being just not a CB radio. He probably would rather you be talking on like a Export Galaxy on CB.
Well, yeah, it was a radio I hadn't had out in a while, and figured this hasn't been on any of my AM videos, old radio nights. So it is an old radio, not a CB, but it is an old radio. So I figured I'd give it a spin. And I actually have a little brother, a Kenwood 450, sitting over in the floor. It looks out like it's just a little bit smaller version, a few minor differences, and I may have it on here one night as well.
Jen Roger.
Why not?
Yeah, where you been?
Up there, I did nowhere. Out of my head, everything else. That light that come up over this way, the early South Moon, and struck over here, both top of me. Got me unplug it.
Oh, okay, because I talked to you on the phone there, and you said you was right there in front of the radio. Slammer was worried about you. We thought maybe you had fell and in front of the radio and was laying there with your arm reaching up trying to get the mic.
Damn radio right over me.
Okay, I was going to call Hippie, and I don't know his number, see if he could go over there and knock the microphone down on top of it so he could talk to us.
No. He said too, he waited on his son to get over there, and the son showed up, and I thought he was going to pick something fancy over out there for the football game out the other night. You picked the thing over there, flat ass damn hamburger meat. You had to put on glasses to see him.
Oh, okay, I hiding under the pickle.
Yep, the pickle had the whole sandwich. The hamburger, I don't know where it went.
Roger.
Oh, these people are something else. Another way I said it all too, I heard somebody kept doing that Roger people on the other channel. I couldn't find them, and got me up the wall. I think that's when I unplugged it again.
Yeah, Roger, on that. Yeah, I made a comment about that earlier tonight there, Roger beeping and all like that, and said if they keep up that, I'm going to cut the radio off there because, I just don't want to listen to it. So, but anyway, what are you on that Cobra? What Cobra 21? Galaxy Saturn Turbo?
Yes, sir. This radio is only minute.
Okay. I didn't know. I thought you said you was going to hook up that a Cobra 21.
I can do that too. Somebody said, I keyed on that 21. I put radios and went back on my job and what damn 21 you keyed on? You son of a bitch.
Uh-oh, watch out. I got the tape rolling, but they might have been saying they keyed on me. Who knows?
Sorry about that. That's how he had to. There's no man out there that's little babies.
Okay, well, I'm going to get on the side.
Sorry about saying that word there. It slipped out my mouth and the baseball bat hit me in the head and turned around and the baseball ball came around and hit me in the back of the head.
Roger. Well, I'm going to stand by letting the mother fellas go out there.
F-14.
Slammer, you going to go? He gone. Crazy man, you talked too long.
Not yet. I'm right here. Hold on tight now. I don't want your ball to hit that floor.
You got that box that won't stay keyed.
Terrible situation. Why you gotta be all like that, you crazy man? Why you gotta be all like that? Huh? How did I I'm talking on my usual Galaxy Saturn base with my Silver Eagle D104 with my PAL 351 and a set of dosimeters. And I'm on a tower about 45 foot in the air with an Antron 99, and that's what I got. And I'm pulling back. No joke, Lord, no joke.
Sounding good.
Rogie. I know you heard that. No joke. But shoot, I got up early Sunday morning. Looked down on, I had my coffee and everything waiting on you. No joke. Well, you should have been waiting on me with some breakfast and I would have definitely came. We were working with that on Waffle House right up the street right there. Oh, well, you know, damn Waffle House now.
Hey, if you'd had some sausage, you'd have been right over there.
I can wait to the store and got you my fake sausage from Apollo.
Let me stop picking on that.
Righty. Cash rate. And I'm back out.
987, you want to go ahead and go?
My goodness, me, my quarter watt. Please need to quiet down. Somebody's talking. Thank you.
Roger on that there. Okay. Well, you're doing a good job. I can hear you. I don't think I got the preamp on. Let me turn the preamp on, see if that brings you in any better.
Different, but a little bit. Don't have to change about it. I mean, like originally first got the antenna on, shoot, the SWR was, 1.5 and lower. I mean, it was, right out of the box and all, it was really good. I mean, the tank-weight ratio, was really good. But something that was changing, and anyways, I gotta fix it somehow.
10-4 on that there. All right. Well, I know you'll get it straightened out.
Yes, sir, I will. Yes, sir. But, anyways, 221, I sent you a email there, too, just a heads up, so when you get a chance, go ahead and read it and all, but I sent you a link, too, so just when you get a chance, take a look at it, take your time and all.
Yeah, well, I can't do it right now because I got the computer doing the old radio night. I got another computer, but I have to go in the house and get it or go over to Night Ranger's house. And I don't know whether his computer's upstairs or downstairs or whether we're going to use the Hillary Clinton's type server or which one we'd have to use over there. He's got like computers everywhere over there, so, but I'll check it out for you. I'm back out. Bones, you want to go ahead and go tell us what you're talking on?
Yeah, Tim Burr. Apologize. I didn't hear somebody talking there. I got weak ears, but I'm on this old Galaxy 44B set up in the house here, running it on a Palomar 225, and right against my privacy fence here in the back. I got a 102 stainless steel and that's what I'm talking on.
Well, what are you using as a counterpoise on that?
Come back again.
I say, what are you using as a counterpoise?
Little lost on the question that you asked. I'm not sure what you're asking.
What are you using as a ground reflection? A reflection like, are you using any radials, any wire or anything?
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, I got it grounded along with maybe Bill Poe in the back, and then I run in two 108-inch copper wire that is kind of about a little tilted down lower to keep the SWRs down.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering there. Good. That sounds good. Well, it's doing a good job for what it is there, no doubt. But okay, well, I'm gonna get on the side.
Like an old-timey drooper antenna they used to make back in the 70s. That's basically what they were.
388. The one and only Bones here in Goose Creek, South Carolina.
410.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Well, this Galaxy 21 over here, small boy.
Wow, that thing's really loud, man.
Oh, I got deal 4. I was doing to it.
Yeah, it's a lot louder than your other radio because your other radio, you don't turn it up as loud. That near is loud there.
Too loud too, because I got that big speaker back from Florida. He wasn't using it. He had a spur on his car, but he ain't using it. He brings back in
10-4. Well, can you hear him okay over there, Night Ranger?
Yeah, I can hear him good. There was like two different versions of that radio. There was the Cobra 21, which was the crystal synthesis, and then they had a Cobra 21X, which I'm not positive. I think that was PLL and may have been a UPD-858, and then I think they even had a 40X, and then they started doing the GTLs and whatever else they had.
The LGD, ST.
I think XLR actually. Maybe they did the XLRs first, and then later they went to the GTLs.
Hey, crazy man. That radio doesn't have a mic gain knob on it, does it? On the floor, on the D104. Well, it's picking up so much background. I mean, it's okay. I don't know. Can you? It's really, I'm just too close to you, I guess. But you can hear him. Night Ranger can hear you real good over there. He's got a radio that don't matter how bad you sound, it makes up for it and gives you like a rose petal bed there when it comes out of his radio.
Watching Jay talking 19, but they ain't doing too good. I got it quiet over here now.
10-4. Is that better there, Night Ranger?
Well, it sounds fine to me. A little background noise, but it still sounds fine.
Yeah, he's just so close to me. It's burying me over here, but I just want to make sure you can hear him.
All right.
Yeah.
You can hear noise?
I hear you fine. Oh, you've got the background. There's a little bit. I mean, there is a background noise. I don't know what it is. Air conditioner or who knows.
Yeah, they ain't cut the fan off. Somebody had to bring that black ice.
Yeah, there's a in the background, but it's no big deal.
My finger, 47. About now, you hear that?
A little bit.
Deal with it. Deal with it.
Well, like I said, I'm not crying over it.
Yeah, I can't hear it. Can't hear it because my band over here, so I can't hear that when you hear it.
We got to make Night Ranger happy.
I'm not the one that's complaining.
Ooh. Come on, get it, man.
21, the instigator.
Yeah.
I hope you're not as bad as, there was this jerk when I was growing up named Kevin. And he used to try to make people fight. And he, first time he did it, there was this girl she was already kind of bitchy. She was kind of a Jack in the Box. You know, trying to get along with her was like turning the crank on a Jack in the Box. You start trying to be friends with her, and everything seems to be fine, and then, you know, all of a sudden she'd jump out and boom, start bitching at you, and you try to get her calmed down and try to be friends with her. And once again, like turning the crank on the Jack in the Box, she'd jump out and start bitching. I got where I called her bitch in the box. But anyway, Kevin came to me and tried to tell me that Mary Lawrence said that she liked me, and then he went to her and told her that I said that she said she liked me, and then of course I'm sitting around one day and she goes off on me. She says, "The Night Ranger, I never said I liked you," and I'm like, "What?" And then he went and did that with somebody else, you know, came to me and said all this bad stuff about this guy named Chris, and then went back to Chris and told him I said that stuff, and then one day I get a knock on my door and Chris is all pissed off at me. I'm like, "What?"
Yeah, 10-4.
Are you still gonna hit our fan now, Ranger?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I can't do nothing about it, man. When you're on, you hear crickets and frogs and everything else.
Hey, crazy man.
Four down.
Go ahead, Ranger. Go ahead.
Hey, crazy man. Take the mic off that the other radio and stick on there.
He didn't have to do any of that. Just get a screwdriver and turn the D104 down.
Well, this is the one in my starter wrenches.
The other one's soldered onto the radio and you can't unscrew it.
No.
I can say if it is, that's not a Cobra 21. So who else we got in here? Is White Dog in here?
Yeah, you can be out here, you never showed up.
Yeah.
How you liking that,
Oh, I like it. It's an excellent sideband radio. It's just kind of fair on AM, but now on sideband, it's excellent.
Yeah, boy. How many whiskeys is that thing putting out?
Well, it'll do 100 on sideband, and right now I got it. Let's see. I got it cruising about 25 on AM on Dickie.
That's on the J-pole?
Yeah, wire J pole at 90 feet. Of course, there's a big honking 70-pound box sitting here right next to it, but I won't go into what that is.
Yeah, boy. I get what you're saying. Well, it's doing a good job, man. It's doing a real good job. It's got a real good modulation, even on AM.
Oh, shit, yeah, I was looking at different radios back around 2004. I was looking at buying a ham radio, and I was researching different radios. And I was on eham.net looking at all the reviews, and they kept on comparing these other radios to the Kenwood 850. And so finally that made me look at the 850, because that seemed to be the benchmark that everybody was comparing to. Well, I like my 850 better, blah, blah, blah. And so at some point I said, well, I need to look at the 850. So that's when I started looking at it.
You know, honestly, man, I've been getting the same reviews too. I belong there to a group there on 370 there on 27370. It's called the Worldwide Skybanders. I don't know if you've heard of them or not, but anyway, it's the old group of us get together on the weekends and do radio check-in and so on and so on. Well, them too, they talk about those channels and all.
Well, it's nice. Like I said, it's an excellent sideband radio. The Contesters, it's known for really good selectivity. It's got dual ceramic filters, and the Contesters, the guys that are real big into Contesters and routing on crowded band conditions, they just love this radio. Back in the 1990s, this was like one of the radios to have. I think the only one above this was back then was the Kenwood TS950 SDX. There was one above this one, and that was like a 150-watt rig with a few more other whistles and bells. But yeah, those guys that like work crowded conditions during a contest, they love the Kenwood 850.
I got to ring a bell for that Bozo control there. Hang on. That's one bell ringer. You got to ring a bell every once in a while. Okay, I'm back out.
Good evening, man. We checking in.
Hello. Hey, 15-4. 15-4, you still out there?
Yeah, just put. They can't pick up the microphone. Good evening to you, Crazy. Night Ranger, Slammer, and Bones, and 21. We just checking in. I guess I ought to say we'll be talking on. Same thing we always talk on. Striker 497. We got a Mako V5000 ground plane, and that's what we're doing it with.
Sounding real good.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
They good over here in the creek. And we're at war here in the creek. There's one of those palmetto bugs in battle with trying to terminate.
That's right, Bones. You sounded good back in North Charleston, ain't no doubt about it. We appreciate the bump down, Bones. You know who it is, 15-4. I'm ready to go.
10-4, appreciate that. Let me get this out. Don't know who's going to win this battle between me and this flying palmetto bug, but if I don't make it, guys, it's been great. And this is 388 Bones, and we're back out.
Hey, Bones, you and that palmetto bug about the same size. That ought to be a pretty good battle.
Oh, yeah, we could be the same size. I mean, I know you've never seen me before, but once you see me, you'll understand why they call me Bones, and we're back out.
Well, if you turn sideways, would I still be able to see you?
No matter which way I turn.
21 is 45 still on the cruise.
He indicated that he'd be back by tonight, but I don't know when, or maybe he got delayed. I don't know. Maybe he found something on the buffet that he liked. That's 987, Crazy Man. Let's see. Well, a group of people out on he wasn't talking directly to you. I think he was talking to Bones, me, and 15-4 was the original instigators of the conversation. And you were over there watching TV. Yeah, well, you can watch it. He can't see it.
Don't want to watch it because they ain't playing what 2 cents.
I'm watching this on MeTV about, I don't know if it might have been the, what is that, lizard man underwater? What was that? The monster from the Black Lagoon. And yeah, it's, at least it's not Godzilla again.
Creature from the Black Lagoon. Top of the evening to you all. Lucky you said that. Hello. Sounding good, everybody. And lovely lights. Yeah, you're lucky, and more lucky.
Yeah, hello, Lucky. I'm waving a hand.
Hey, 21, top of the night to you.
10-4, you blasting in over here.
Murder. Well, I kind of turned up on this 2970 over here a little bit right.
10 Roger. Well, don't get it too strong. Crazy Man over there is he's sweating bullets now with the needles bouncing in the corner.
You're right, that's between you and Lucky. chef fucking better than buddy. That radio fit right in it. 10-4. Hello out there, First Big Flight. Who's that? 15-4? Yes, sir. We just heard you broadcasting out of beautiful Metropolis, Latin, so we go expect like to take it easy. 10-4. Thank you, now. Same to you. I see the dude song with, he's the third one.
Crazy man, you gonna have to run the show for a minute. I got to go and get a cough drop.
I got some around here somewhere. For mine. It's Kit Kat and it got a whole lot of power left in it.
Tempo, well, go ahead and take one, and I'll go in and get me one.
Great big, you sound like me. I'm doing music next over here. My throat's all screwed up too. I have a shelf for Cindy paper cleaned off. Then I got to do it again. I can't find my own cell phone standing on the table over here. Yes, sir. Yeah, we will. I think everybody can hear you, but we'll find before you go ahead. Yes, Dan Ryan. Bones, can you hear 987?
That'd be a Decatur. So, by the way, somebody was playing taps for a giant palmetto bug that he didn't win.
Yes, Dan Ryan. 987 over there on the island. He wanted to say hello to let you know that he can hear you.
Yeah, 10-4. I appreciate that, 987. I got a radio. It's got some stingy ears. Sometimes I can hear, sometimes I can't. But top of the evening time, I got done fighting. You know those palmetto bugs, those giant little flying suckers. I just got done. I don't know why. 53 years old. I get jumping through things.
Them things too. I got some spray out here. It's very concealed when the vice mask get that rascal pump it up. I spray it and watch it fall hit the ground.
Yeah, well, he had his match. Got him stung with the broom, and then I just stomped on him.
Oh, you're right. It's all about it. I don't want to explain it now, so it do. Let me out of the house and take an easy hour and a half to get back in there. At 987, he said hello right now. Just letting you know.
Yeah, 10-4, I appreciate that. I'll be standing by, and hopefully that's the rest of the story on the palmetto bug here. Hope there ain't no more. Hope we didn't break it through.
That's right, 987. We back in these bushes. Local radio. I talked about putting it in the truck. Everybody talked me out of it. You think about that? 15-4. What you talking on right now sounds pretty good to me. You wanted one put in the truck. Everybody said, no. You just have it in the house. You get it out in that mobile, you got all that power part of that seat. You got Cobra 21 mobile radio. Yes, Dan Ryan. Well, it's got a nice sound to it. We like it. Well, you know, tell me what I want to put it in there and try it out. I would try it just so you can know. But it sounds good from where it's talking right now. Of course, yeah. Tell nobody, ain't nobody out there doing the daytime and find out how good it sounds to my guys like that. Ain't nobody out there talk to them. Yeah, there's a watt radio. see. Yeah, 4 months, one up around 25. That meter cost you about $149 for 1 meter. One thing, I was sorry for a picture for me when I get things about your face because everybody said keep telling me, you need to bring your damn knobs along out there. You turn doing your knobs. I don't turn those knobs on that big radio. I just got there, I was I have a problem. Might have to get somebody over here to put it back on the right spot. I can pick you up pluggers on this small radio. Then you get out the car, you plug me with my needle, then it's right on this radio. It's okay. That's exactly right. I talked that guy since 33 out there, I know that. Good radio last day, sir. I already got done with 1, 2, 3. I did Barbados. I want my cabin. He said, yeah, he's doing a good job over in Barbados. Listen, thank you very much. That made me horny. Go on twice. I put my radio speaker with this radio. That one 434 miles to south. He had it up and some speaker. One of those special kind of speakers. You got a certain way, you got pictures on his radio, you hear yourself talk. I can't get that rascal work for nothing. You got it up in the PA speaking and everything. The button go outside the vehicle, the PA. Got that wire running into that microphone too. Jeez. It's hard to know, I say, you say so. It's hard for me, I don't understand the way you fancy $100 speakers.
That Ranger ought to explain that to you. Crazy man. Not Ranger ought to explain how to do that.
Explain how to do what?
About the mic, the speaker on his radio there.
I don't know. I was watching some of the comments on the chat for the live video. Some of the guys are drooling over this 850.
10-4. We'll tell him to put a bib on.
One of them said he had a towel to wipe the spit off his mouth. It is an excellent sideband radio. AM is okay, but now sideband, this radio really comes alive on sideband.
I Ranger, this speaker I got in my hand. It's great looking. You got a knob, turn certain way, and my speaker on the back of it.
Hey, 21.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
A couple of weeks ago, I wasn't in town, but I was watching the live video during old radio night. And there was somebody in here that was running a realistic TRC 431 bass. You remember that?
The only one that could have been was White Dog, but you sold him the realistic bass he's got, right?
No, it wasn't White Dog. I wasn't sure who it was, but he said he was talking on a realistic TRC 431. That was a little 40-channel bass that came out around 1978 or 79, and then I think it was replaced with a TRC 432 around 1981.
I don't know. I'd have to go back and look. It doesn't ring a bell.
Well, I wanted to tell a story about that radio, but I couldn't because I was remote. But I'm going to tell it tonight, even though that guy's not in here. All the way back in 1980, I was 17 years old, And I turned on the CB one night, and there was this guy named Lounger. He's on some of my vintage recordings. He's one of those getting into it with the devil. And he was talking to this young teenage-sounding female voice off in the distance. And so I went in there and talked to her a little bit. Lounger was too old for her. And so I went in there and talked to her and flirted with her. She sounded like she's about my age. And at some point, I piqued her interest, and she asked me to send the photo over there. We didn't have internet, so I literally mailed her a photo along with a little letter, and then she apparently liked what she saw, and she mailed a photo back. And so at some point, she invited me over to her house. And I went over there, Mom and Dad were there, and we met, and I think I kissed her once or twice out behind a little shack in the back. And then at some point, after summer got out, before my senior year, she called me back up and invited me back over, and I went over there, and Mom and Dad were nowhere to be found, and apparently that was according to her plan. And she was ready to play. So we went back in the bedroom, and we were fooling around, and at some point the phone rang, and she was talking to her friend, and I happened to look behind her, and I noticed there was a TRC 431 sitting there. That was the first time I'd ever seen one in person. So forever burned in my memory is her sitting there wearing next to nothing, talking on the phone. And I had one eye on her, and being the true CBer I am, the other eye was checking out that realistic TRC 431.
Well, let me ask you, did you get first base or second base, or did you just give up and go start talking on the radio?
Well, I got pretty much any base I wanted except the home plate, which was probably a good thing because it was, I don't know if I want to say on the radio, but let's just say there was a biological reason why I didn't want to go there.
10-4.
At least not at that particular week, but maybe a week or two later.
But did you get to talk on the radio?
No, but I did a bunch of talking on her.
10-4.
But in any case, I heard him remember that when he mentioned that radio. I remembered that it brought that dusty memory out of my mind of the first time I saw that radio was in the background of her. Yeah.
Well, you're gonna have to go back and find out which one it was, and let me try to see who it was. Well, by the time you do that, you'll know who it is.
I don't. It's just a couple of weeks ago, but I don't remember exactly.
10-4.
That balls.
$15.4.
You gonna put your beams back up later, or what you gonna do?
Yeah, we working on them right now. We got them. We still got them down. We got all the elements off of the old mat, off of the old boom. And I found out that we got two pieces we have to order because they were the studs were kind of welded in there, and we can't get them out, so we're gonna have to order two pieces. And it'll probably be another week or so before we get them back up.
Good. Well, you're doing a good job that quick.
Yeah, we worked on a little bit today, and we worked yesterday on it, and we got them thrown down pretty quick. I was hoping. I thought I remembered two of those studs that connect the elements to the boom were script, and sure enough, they were. And it wasn't anything I could do with them, so we just had to take the elements off, and we have to order two of those rings so we can put them back up.
Roger.
Hey, you got that at 21.
Hey, Maverick, how you been, man?
Oh, I'm making it, man. I'm making it. Just was in here scanning the band and heard you in here. Hadn't heard you in a long time. Hell, I don't get out here much anymore. How you been doing?
Just been trying to go to work every day and come back home, and getting harder every day trying to get back and forth, man. It's so much traffic. out there. I just get it's a battle. By the time I get to work, I'm about worn out, you know. And but anyway, yeah, I been wondering what happened to you. I hadn't been getting out here as much either because had different things happen. You know, going on. There's nothing big deal, just extra work or the family. You know, doing things with them and all like that. But it's been so daggum hot. You know, you work all day and you all you want to do is come home and take a shower and collapse. You know.
Roger, Roger. Yeah, about the same on this end, man. I've been busy with this and that. Know exactly what you mean, man. The traffic too, man. Shit hit a pass, I guess, a month because that hurricane that was supposed to be coming near Florence, it delayed our plans there, mid-project. I was working on clearing a lot down in Rockville. That's on Rockville Island. And I tell you what, man, way up here where I'm at, and all the way down there, oh my God, the traffic, though, it is a pain in the ass. It sure is.
Oh, I know. I could imagine. I used to live over there, James Island, and that Maybank Highway. You know, going down that way. You probably come down another way and went Main Road and then turned on the Maybank and went on down. You know, and then went down that way through Johns Island. You know, but that's always been bad over there. And but I tell you, I wouldn't. That's a long drive. I bet that'll probably take you about an hour and 45 minutes without any traffic. Oh, I'm not transmitting.
He ain't talking. Please come in here, Tony. Yeah, he's running around. Just passing by here, making it kind of rough. But it ain't no hour and 50 minutes. It's about. It's a good hour. A good hour. Hour and 20 minutes. You get in there and all that done traffic.
Yeah, 10-4 Maverick. Okay, somebody keeps coming in there. Let me stand by. Good to hear you out there, Maverick. I'll get back with you in a minute. I'm back out. Maverick, that crazy man's waving.
I can't hear him, but tell him we're leaving the hand back to him. That lamb tell me ain't nowhere near as high as it used to be there, Roger.
You heard him, didn't you, crazy man?
I do hear him out over here. I can't get back to him.
10 Roger. He can hear you good. He just can't get back to you. He's just barefoot over there right now. All right. Well, there's a lot of other guys in there. That Slowpoke might be getting back in there. He's pretty close to you. And you might be able to hear 987 out there. Y'all kind of somehow in the Devil's Triangle up that way. I don't know. All right, I'm back out.
Roger. Yeah, I heard him in there a little bit that time, crazy man. I heard you a little bit. I couldn't make out what you were saying, but I definitely could tell you was that. And I'm on the old radio, too. It ain't old radio night, is it? I forgot about that. I'm on the old radio. Even got the FCC sticker on the top of it with the fellow's call sign and everything, where it come from. And the expiration date for the license and everything, man.
Yeah.
My license number 2.
Yeah, it's old radio night. Well, if the FCC comes by to say, all right, here it is. Here's the guy right here. Go get him there, 10-4.
That's right. Let's see. Here you go. It belongs to KBE 6185. And you can go and dig Chief Cummins up if you want to, but I doubt the Ridgeville Fire Department would like it. It's got Ridgeville Fire Department on the top of it also. I Midland, 23 channel. With sideband, it's a Model 13-892.
I hear you. Well, that Night Ranger loves those Midlands, so let me stand by and let him get back with you. All right, there, hey, Maverick, good to hear you, man. I'll be standing by.
I've got the 40 channel version. That's the 13892 is the 23 channel version, and I've got the 40 channel version over here in the rack, which is the 79-892.
Maverick, you hear the Night Ranger?
Make him out, boy. I heard him, but I would make him out. He done fired.
Night Ranger, fire down on him again.
Yeah, I said I actually have the 40 channel version of that radio. I have the Midland 79-892, which came out around 1977. I'm not talking on it right now, but I have that radio sitting over in the rack, the 40 channel version of that.
Okay, telephone. I got that. You said it's a 75-892. I'd like to look it up and see what the difference is all in between them.
It's a 79-892.
Okay, telephone. Let me write that down here. 79. Damn. You don't want to write on that. Right up here. 79-892. Yeah, I'd like to look at it and see what the difference is all in between them. I know it's all frequency on sideband. I've got to align it. Just ain't got around to messing with it. And I got a little carried away with the audio on it. And I had it modulating, but I think I got it back down there back where it's supposed to be. I'm on a stop mic. It's actually Pierce Simpson mic. I need to put the darn Midland mic on here. I just grabbed the wrong one out the box when I put it up here earlier tonight, Roger.
Well, it sounds good, especially for a stock mic.
Where is he at, Night Ranger? Roger, I appreciate it. Yeah, let me grab the darn. I need to look over in that box. I've got the right mic for it. I've got a Pierce Simpson radio that I inherited in that bunch, too. And this is the mic for it. The mics look alike, you know. I grabbed up the wrong one. So I'd like to have the right mic on the right radio. But the problem I got with the Pierce Simpson, I haven't even tested it yet. I haven't even turned it on. And I've had these things for months. But I can't find the right power cord for the Pierce Simpson. It's a 2-prong power cord. I'd love to find one for it. I don't want to, I mean, I could always take that out and put something else in there, you know, but you know, I inherited radios, the old radios, and I'd kind of like to keep them, you know, somewhat stock, you know.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I don't like to carve them up unless I absolutely have to.
Let me dig down in this box and find the Midland mic. I want to make sure it's working anyway. I'll be right back.
Hey, red light, where you at?
No, I barely had a copy. I mean, I can hear you. I'm coming out of James Channel.
Hey, red light.
Yes, sir.
He's up there around St. George somewhere. Isn't that where you at there, Maverick? Every time I'm in key, I hear Roger beeps. All right, I'm back out.
There you go over there looking at Marcy. You got that microphone up.
Watching this like Creature from the Black Lagoon movie. Captain Bigger dumps gasoline all on him. They set him on fire. He falls in the water and then turns the boat over on him. I tell you what, and they shot him a couple of times. He's still alive.
Well, that's a bad news.
Yeah, I mean, he was burning, and he just fell face first in the water. But I think they got him now. You know. But anyway. All right. Well, yeah, you talked to Maverick before, hadn't you there, a red light?
I talked to him on the base here. I didn't know if I could reach him with this old mud tub pickup truck or not. How about you, Maverick? You got a copy on his old mud tub truck? Shit, let me grab another gear. How about you, Maverick? You got a copy?
987 can hear you, red light.
Yeah, that's pretty good on the island there. I'm right through Macedonia now, just about to Macedonia. Join you all in my store back there. Back over in my radio there. What? 14, crazy. I gotta get good on you too, man. I'm talking over the wonderful, Cobra Mike radio, 40 channels. Start Mike. Start radio. Yeah, 14. Well, that's working. Y'all still doing it on radio line 21?
Yeah, Roger.
What you saying?
Gotcha.
Well, I'm talking, I don't know if you've been talking on top of me now, but got a Connex 33 HP with a competition 5 field 515 special. And the hunting truck getting on that.
Doing a good job.
Man, I might key up on you. You got a strong radio in that truck. That's just a little like that radio. They just both running 2 lights now. There's a different radio I got. Yeah, that sounds clear. Sounds loud. Other than the cold, I can tell you got a cold. It sounds good and loud. Yeah, I hear you, Roger. Got a brighten up on when you plug it into the radio. You plug it in and the radio gets a little bit deeper. Roger. 14 Roger. Demon boys, you sound like it. How about you, Maverick? Hey, Maverick, you got a copy on this radio? There's still got a in the box over there. In that caller, Maverick. Yeah, I was digging in the box for a microphone. Go ahead for Maverick. There'll be that red light there. I was in this old mobile here. In between Macedonia and Moss Corner there. Go ahead. Hey, Roger, got you in and out. I can tell you moving, but definitely got a copy on your red light. How you been doing, man? Yeah, man. Everything's tuning straight on this end. Hope everything's good to go on your side, brother. We're just trying to make it, just trying to make it, get out there, work a little bit, and then do my own thing a little bit. Try to keep the grass cut, Roger. Yeah, I lost him there. He made a bunch of noise all on it and all now.
Yeah, he said he's doing good, doing everything he can. Just trying to keep the grass cut, Roger.
I know that's right. 21, ain't nothing changed with it with my audio. I still sound okay.
Yeah, Roger. To me, it does.
Yeah, I got the Midland mic on here now. I got 2 of them. One of them don't act right. I want to make sure that's the right one. Yeah, that's better now. I got the Midland mic on the Midland radio, Roger.
Yeah, there won't be any incompatibility issues there.
Well, I think the Pearsupson, I know the Pearsupson's wired the same, but I think they might have had something to do with each other. I'm not sure about that. I want to get that old Pearsupson on the radio, on the air. It's a 40 channel, but it's on the AM, no Roger.
410.
Is that the Jaguar? Is that what that is? The Pierce Simpson, is that a Jaguar?
Negative is a Tiger 40 mobile, Roger.
Oh, I thought you said it was the base.
Negative. None of these radios here that I got in this box were bases. All of them was mobiles. Now, I'll tell you what I got in that box. I find right unique. I'm gonna fix the damn thing too. I don't know what's wrong with it. It's doing something funky. I can't remember now what it was. But it's just because it's unique, I'm gonna fix it. It ain't worth nothing. But it's a 3-channel radio shack or realistic mobile. And it's a tiny little thing. But I think it's unique there, right?
I think I've seen that one. It's got like it's got like maybe a volume with a squelch and maybe a little flip switch in the middle. It says ABC. Does it got wood grain on it?
That's the one. Volume on the right, squelch on the left, and a slide switch like you said with A, B, and C. in the middle, wood grain, and no mic plug. The mic is hardwired into it.
I remember that. That was out around 1975 and 1976, I think. I remember seeing that in the catalog back when I was about 11 or 12 years old.
And it's plastic. The housing, the whole thing is plastic. But I saw that. I said, that's a unique little radio. So I hooked it up, and something was wrong with it. I can't remember what it was. I'm going to fix it up there and get it going again. I'd like to dig around with it a little bit.
That's a classic. You know, I didn't hear too many on the air, but that's a classic.
And I can't find any paperwork on those, nothing on the internet for those in pictures. You can find pictures of it, and maybe one on eBay or something for sale. But it's a little 23-channel miniature radio, a tiny little radio. It's about the size of a Uniden Pro 510 XL in comparison. And it's 23 channels. And it's a Royal Sound. That's the brand name of it, a Royal Sound. It's a neat looking little radio. And it works excellent. But I can't find any kind of documentation on it.
I don't think I've ever heard of that one.
Yeah, I don't think it was a very popular radio. I got two of the old, what are those darn things called? Little two-pill amplifiers. I think it was made by DNA. Let me look at them and see what the name is.
Oh, Night Ranger's going into a frenzy.
Yeah, but there definitely been a bunch of tube ones, the mobiles and basses.
Oh, Night Ranger's rubbing, sound like a cricket chirping over there.
But on mine?
Yeah, you getting excited when he said DNA.
Oh, yeah. Well, I've got all the DNAs I want at this point. But, there's somebody that's advertising a Bandit 2, I think in Valdez, North Carolina. It's on Craigslist. I looked at it and I said, nah.
I'm talking about DNA now. I'm on the DNA Phantom 10 tube. The little mobiles I'm talking about on Boots, I believe that was made by DNA.
Mako.
You know, the remote control unit. One of them is missing a pill, and the other one, I hooked it up, and all it does is chatter when you key it up, and I haven't gone any farther with it.
Oh, it's Telco. Telcos. It's silver. Yeah, and it's got like an optical plug on there where you plug that little control head into it. I got a couple of them. Yeah, Telco Brute. Yeah, that's an amp. I had that amp back in the 70s, and I had a realistic 24C radio. That's what I ran back then with a, I don't remember if it, a Turner Plus 3 JB or whatever power mic. But yes, Telco Brute. And you can also get the preamp to go with it, and it's separate. And that's silver, chrome like stuff there. But the control head, it's got like a 5 or 6 prong plug that plugs into that side of that amp.
That's right. See, I don't have the control head or the cables. I looked them up on the internet, and it said that if you just applied power to it and hooked the radio up, then it's on all the time. As long as you got the power hooked up, then it's on all the time, which is no. I did that. It definitely got power on the board. Because allows it to do that. It should work fine without the control head. It's just on all the time, you know. But I got to get in there and check it out, see what's going on with it. And then I got another one there. Like I said, it's missing a pills. I get the first one figured out. Then I like mess with that one that's missing a pill and take that one out and put 2 Motorola 455s in there or something, you know.
Well, the way those pills were on mine, or the way they are on mine, I got it in behind me over here somewhere. It's got like a bolt that comes out of the top of it. Looks like on a back of an older amplifier, you know, you could turn that with a pair of pliers. When I first got that, that's what I thought it was, you know. I didn't know what it was, but I didn't try to turn it. But that's the way they're in there. It looked like it's got a stem that's threaded that sticks up.
Standard type, you know, flange mount. What the difference is, flange mount is what you used to, you know, like a 2879, 2290, 455, you know, 454, all of those are flange mount. But that's a stud mount is what you're talking about, and that's what the 455A is. Motorola 455. You can get it in the A version, which is a stud mount. That's the old version. Or you can get it in the flange mount. And that's what I'll get, because the one I think that's missing a transistor is a stud mount type. And that's why I was thinking just get the 455As and put that in there and make whatever adjustments I have to. But I don't think that I really have to make any.
Yeah. It's a good amp. I mean, it took a lot of beating from me. I talked all over the place for the one I had. I had it in a 76 Chevrolet van, like in 1978, and that's what I had in there. And so it was a good, still got it. I loaned it out to a guy a while back, a couple years, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, and he used it a little while, and I got it back, and I got it in here somewhere. And but yeah, that's the old time Telco Brute there. I was thinking you was talking about Mako had a Brute mobile linear too, but it's tube type. It's I think it's got 8950s or M2057s in it, but that one there is a 2 transistor box, and it'll surprise you how loud it is and how what power it'll put out.
Roger. Yeah, I'm happy to get them up and running. Was right on the side of the amplifier. I didn't even have to look up to find this out. I found out that it covers all the things out there. That's why I kind of want to hold on to them. They were like very well built amplifiers.
Oh yeah, they're not cheap made. They're made good. They were heavy duty, kind of like the old 23 channel radios. You know, you see those big old transformers, and you know inside, and everything looks heavy duty like that. And you see the newer ones, you know, that just stick a little bitty tiny thing in there, you know, and it does the same thing, but it just couldn't be as good. I just don't see how. It couldn't handle the strain, you know, like the old ones, and that's the way that was made. It's made to last. I know I keyed down on it many times and just left it on. So, but it's good. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. There's somebody else trying to get in there, Maverick. Come back out.
Appreciate the information on them things too, man. I'll let you know how they turn out when you turn out. Old Maverick standing by.
No white dog on the old radio night.
Hey, Sundance. Hello, Sundance. I want to get you on the a old radio night, so I got you on there, Roger. Gonna have to get Night Ranger over there to fix your antenna for you. I don't know why I hadn't done it already, but anyway. It's not like he goes to work. He stays home all day. Bet he gets tired of watching, what do you call it, Steve Wilco. What's that, Jerry Springer? Oh, man, I'd get tired of watching that mess.
I never watched that stuff.
Hello.
1061. That's right.
Come on in there, Star Patrol. Tell us what you're talking on.
Oh, talking on the deck. Deck with a handheld D104.
410.
Now, football game you watching there? Say, Jordan. I'm switching right now. Right now, I'm looking at BYU and Washington. I was looking at Notre Dame and Stanford at first. Roger. 42, Roger. And watching that game up down 82 here. You shoot at it. I think Hancock get that mile whip. Hey, damn all that, yeah. So that's all they doing is get their behind whip. Yeah, these guys here are really too young to be out there on the field. Yeah. Hey, you think they come out of grammar school instead of high school? That's all right. The quarterback here is too damn young and you don't need to be out there. 92 years old, yeah. Yeah, well, you know, some of them, they're real smart, so they go to school and they just don't look their size, so that's how the way things go. No, down by that. Gang guy got that on the 3. I got that on the first quarter. They getting that on the second quarter. Now it's going in the third quarter. They're taking it right now. The other team got 24. Hey, team, yeah, 24-3. It's halftime. If your son over here watching them, because they ain't got no cable with it. Sounds like a real good deal. You got a little company watching the ball game, and you chit-chatting on the radio. What about them people that don't have points? Them sit out there. Must have went out, and they can't hear. I can't hear it now. I ain't worried about they can hear me now, because I'm not cranking. I'm beautiful over here also on this other deck. I'm not talking to this. I'm going to go home. One channel. New House of South. Made for me to run on. You got 3 channels. No, I'm trying to get your speed to you pieced it up and give it to me. You said what? Got what for the channel? Yeah. I get over 21 on it. Get it. You might go right over the top of where you plug in the microphone. You mentioned it, the red light comes on. Okay. Alright. Well, real good deal of transmitting though. Sounds good. Well, that might be telling me sound real good. Sound better than that Galaxy. You know, some of them just gotta put the right microphone around with it and it'll do the job. Now, the old boy got that.
Break a minute.
Hey, break a minute.
Maverick, you still in there? All right, if you can watch this video gate, I'm going to show you that amplifier. I got it sitting on top of my radio right now. There's one side of it right there. There's the remote control where you plug in right there. There's my name there. There's where you plug the antenna in. There's the 2 transistors that bolt in right there. And there's the other side right there. 165 watts max. It's AM, FM, SSB, and CW. And this is what I got to tell 15 for. I'm just setting it on top of my radio. I'm not using it, because it says it's illegal on 11 meters from frequency 2 to 30 megahertz. So I wanted 15.4 to know that's right there, legal right there. But I'm just showing it. I don't have it hooked up, but there it is right there. So I'm not lying. I've got one. There's my original amplifier I had in my truck.
Video games in so long. Everybody. Yeah. We know that we don't use them on 11 meters, but I'm interested in them because I'm a hand. I use them on 10 meters and 12 meters and such, and they work excellent there. Give me that. Tell me where to find that video game. It's on YouTube, man.
Yeah, just get on YouTube and put on there Old Radio Night, and it'll be the day's date. It's on there right now live. Yeah, always have that disclaimer for 15.4 because I want him to know that, everything is what you call it, transparent. Everything is transparent over here. Yeah, well, it'll be Dirty Diaper 21, and then look on their Old Radio Night with today's date there. It'll say Old Radio Night, Johnson Messenger 223. Johnson Messenger 223. Yeah, some dumbass, person drilled 2 holes in the front. I think they got a switch. Well, I know what it is. They got a switch coming out of the front of the where the knob is at and a meter to, have some other channels. I don't know which ones. I haven't never put a frequency meter on it. There again, I always want to be legal. I'm scared to turn that. I might. I'm talking on the Johnson right now, tube type with a D104 on it.
I've got a Johnson 250 and it's transistors. I think that it was the one made after the 223 and they look alike except for color and stuff. Is that correct?
Yeah, it looks like this radio here basically, except the 250. I got several of them. It's sloped backwards, but this is the last tube type base station that I know of as far as CB went that Johnson had. After that, they came out with the 250 50th anniversary edition, and it was solid state, and it had that desk mic, looked like a Turner Plus 3 you could get on it as an option, and it was powered by the radio, and that's a good deal too. And this one here, it came with a desk mic, but it was just a regular non-powered desk mic. And so this has just got a squelch and a volume and a channel selector on it. And it's basically, like I was talking about earlier, they came out with it. It's a 223. Messenger 2 was the Blackface Johnson. They needed to get a 23-channel radio on the market. So they took the Messenger 2, turned it sideways on the chassis, and did their crystal synthesis and meters and channel selection on the side of it. And if you look at it, it's the same radio as the Blackface Johnson there, chassis and all.
That's pretty damn neat to know that. I sure didn't know that. And that confirms the radio that I was thinking about, because I know it was the very last one, tube type, that they put on the market. And that's exactly what I have is the 50th anniversary. Now, you got that radio before 21. I've done old versions. I don't know, a year or two ago, something like that. When I come in here with that thing. Now, I don't have the mic that you're talking about that came with it. I think it exactly was what you're talking about, a Turner Plus 3. But it was branded with Johnson on it, and it was brown or gold or something like that, and that's radio. And I do not have that mic. I bought the radio from a gentleman off of Facebook. He had put it on one of those sites on there, you know, and I think he wanted $45 for it. Free shipping. I said, shit, how can I go wrong? He said it worked. He had the pictures of it there. It looked beautiful. So I sent him the money on PayPal. He sent me the radio. And I digged around there and wired up a stop mic for it. Took a little work to get the wiring right. Because just like you said, it powered the power mic. So you got, you have DC voltage in that damn mic connector. You've got voltage in there. So when you get to messing around with D104s and stuff, it gets a little tricky. Now, I wired a D104 to it. I don't know what I talked to you on old radio night. It might have been D104. It might have been the stop mic. I can't remember now. But the D104, you don't want to set it on top of the radio, see? On account of if the screws on the bottom of that D104 touch the cabinet, they'll arc. It's got voltage on it. So that's why I didn't keep the D104 on very often. I like to use a stop mic on it. I want to get one of the mics like you're talking about, the original mic for it. That's a nice radio, though. I don't hold up the frequency long enough. Radio hog, Maverick standing by, radio hog done.
Yeah. Go ahead, White Dog. Was that White Dog?
That was me.
Oh, it was you, okay.
That's great, crazy dog.
White Dog in here? I need to talk to White Dog if he's in here.
Okay, come on, Maverick.
Maverick, he's in there hollering for you.
I can't hear him.
How about it, Maverick?
Hang on. Hey, stand by a minute, Maverick. Go ahead there, White Dog.
All right, Maverick, come on here.
Hey, what's going on, man? I ain't heard you in a long time. I still got your radio sitting over here. We need to get together sometime.
Yeah, man, it sounds good. I just can't drive that far. I'm not going to drive to Cartersville.
He said your name. I said, I'll let you know. But I ain't heard from you. I don't have your phone number anymore. I lost it. And it's here, though.
All right, man, well, I'll definitely get back to you. What channel you on all the time?
I'm not on this a whole lot. I'm not out here a whole lot. If I do get out here, I'm usually on 14. That's what we got local there. I don't know if you're welcome on there or not, though. You know what I mean. I'm not sure about that. I don't run that channel. I just frequent it because that's the active channel here. somebody else that lived here. And, well, I'm not paying no darn $90 a month for a landline. So I cut that one off. The 3642 is cut off. I'm on the zero. Hey, Maverick. I'll definitely hook up with you sooner or later, and we'll figure out where we can meet.
White Dog, are you having a hard time hearing him?
Awesome.
Yeah, Roger. I think some of the time he's talking over the top of him there. He said the 3 something number is no good anymore. It's the other one, the 02 or something like that.
All right, I'll have to go through my phone. I'll go through my phone and check it out. If I don't rush the number to me, then I'm okay. I'll stand by. I'm going to go get another Bud Light, and I'll be back doing it one night. Appreciate it. You tell me I have the number for him there. Yeah, I cut that darn landline off, man. It was too damn high. And it's not even fiber optic, and we have fiber optic on the way. You know, we're running it down this road. So we're another month, maybe even 3 months away from having it. So I just, man, shit, I'm not paying $90 a month for a telephone service that gets messed up every time it rains real bad. And no long distance included, no cable or satellite or nothing included, no internet, nothing. I told them where they could put that.
I hear you.
Hey guys, the 92 I was talking to him yesterday, he told me to tell you guys hello.
Where was he at? Where was he at?
Yeah, he was in his diesel truck.
10-4. Well, did a slowpoke ever get back in there?
Oh,
How about that 15-4? Did he fall off?
might be still holding on to that truck. No, I'm still here, go ahead.
Oh, okay, let's checking.
Oh, yeah, he's still holding on to that truck.
I know Night Range is still in there.
Yeah, I'm here. I had to go check on the dog, but I'm still around.
410. I guess Slammer went to sleep. I think I got a nail or something in my tire. And the reason I didn't know that it was flat or going flat is it was on the front and I put it on the back. That's when it went flat and I didn't even notice it. So it's a slow leak. So I probably jack it. I blew the tire up tonight with air. I couldn't hear anything leaking, but I know it's going down. So I'm just going to go ahead and plug it. I know that Gerald's don't like you to plug tires, but I've been doing that for years and everybody else too. And they used to make one that was no good back in the day. It was you put this like a rubber plug looking thing in this gun, looked like a little gun. And you ream the hole out and you jam this thing down in there. And all it did was hold itself in there by friction with like a lot of little ridges and all. It was spring open, like I don't know how to explain it, rings around it. But when the tire wore down, on down to the bone, it'd blow out of there. There wasn't nothing else for it to hold on to. That was a catastrophic failure right there. But these that you get that's real sticky, man, they stay in there.
Round is sticky. What you do, you take your tire off and you run a ball or something out and scratch it off. You put that thing on it. That damn thing ain't going off.
Yeah, I don't take the tire off. I just jack it up and turn the tire till I can get to it at the back of the truck is where it's going to be at now. And then take the reamer and run in there and then stick that thing in there and pull it back out and cut it off flush with the top of the tire, and it'll be in there forever. Well, yeah, they put those on the inside. Gerald's wants to put a boot on the inside. That's good and all like that, but then they have to dismount the tire, and you lose your balance. You know, the balance is gone. So I don't want to go through all that. I don't have to rebalance it, and I got to do it tomorrow because I got to go first thing to Trident Monday morning up there and go up there real quick. Big what? Oh yeah, they all do that. They won't plug any tire at Gerald's. They got to put a boot on the inside. Right. Okay. Well, they used to years ago. I've worked on tires my whole life. Back in the 70s, early 70s, you put this thing on there. You got this buffing wheel, and you went in there and you buffed it down till you got the good rubber. And then you took this thing and put it on there, and you took a match and put on it and set it on fire, and it melted this daggum thing onto there.
Same thing I used to do up in GX.
Yeah, they don't do that anymore. Yeah, you have to buff the tire down and make sure there's no dirt or grease or anything. It won't stick if you do. But you get it on there, that cotton picking thing, that's the best right there. But it's dangerous because somebody got burned one time, so they had to quit doing it, you know. Yeah, man, used to do it on bicycle inner tubes and all. Yeah. And sometimes it had a monkey on it holding on a tire.
It's called a hot patch. Yep, sure enough. That's exactly what it was.
I think that's the best kind right there. What do you call it? Vulcanizing? What's that breaking up sound? Who's that? I don't know why I'm keying. I must be keying on my own self because I'm keying and then I see the needle fly over in the corner. I don't know. Maybe I'm keying. I don't know. My other hand, I'm holding it. I thought I had another D104. I was keying on my own self. Okay, that's Maverick. No. I said that's you. No, I said not. I was not saying you. I was just saying the way this radio is that when I unkey, it does different than my other radio. It goes over in the corner, then goes back. I know mine's in my pants. Oh, okay. Glad you clarified that.
won't break. I don't run it, so, you know, it'll stay right there. Breaking up. They start talking at the end of the clear up. Yeah, okay. I'm right here. Right there. Wait.
Go ahead, Lucky.
Hey, Daniel, I think I'm going to call it quits. I'm going to go outside. That's doggone. I had a real long day. Anyway, we enjoyed it all. Y'all have a good night. I'm glad you get out from underneath my hand time there, Lucky. All right, Lucky. Have a good one. The safe one. You call me crazy, man, when you from my side.
See you later, Lucky.
10-4. Y'all have a good one. Take care. We enjoyed it as always. Yeah, my God, you got my knee over here first. You don't know that. You ain't had no wrong day.
I mean, 1978, 82. I mean, 1961. You going back to work yet? Roger, how's your back doing? I tell you what, man, you just don't know. I never had it done. I heard though that Crazy Man can rub your back for you. He ain't gonna do it for free now. Hey, Star Patrol. You're gonna laugh when I tell you this now, but you're gonna lay in bed and be hurting one night, and you're gonna try this now. I know it works because I did it. I've had that same thing. I've had operations and all for that, but get you a tennis shoe, an older tennis shoe, or some kind of shoe that you can put on your foot that you can lace up real good, and get you a cord or a small rope. It don't have to be no big rope, something, that won't pop, and get you one of them concrete weights like your kid lifts, like a 5-pound weight. That's a 2-pound or a 5-pound, and tie that daggum string and rope around that tennis shoe, and then tie that weight onto that string, and lay in bed with that thing hang over the back of the foot of the bed with you laying on your back. And I'm telling you, man, that'll help you right there. That'll help pull your back in alignment. It don't sound like it'll work, but it will.
The spine back, like gravity, that's what they're doing. They're like hanging upside down, like what they call a teeter hang up. They're kind of doing the same effect.
Yeah, I got one of them, but it's not by him. It's when those things first started coming out, I went over there and bought one from Mount Pleasant. I think I paid like $250 for it. I still got it, but the thing hurts my ankles, the front of my feet, where my ankles at the front there, that thing hurts, man, when you're hanging from it. But I had to put on like about 4 pairs of socks and put a towel down there, and you crank down on that click, 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 and you mash it down against your feet. And then you don't have to hang up and down. You just can adjust it to where you just lay back on a certain angle, and then you get used to it. You can hang upside down, but you don't have to. Just enough to take the pressure off your back and have some gravity effect. But I have done that with that tennis shoe thing, and it's a temporary fix there to help separate the your what you call it there, your vertebrae, so that the disc can regenerate and kind of move around. All it takes is that little thing on the back of them that rub together to get out of alignment. Have you ever hurt your back before?
Head-on corrosion that kind of screwed me up, kind of made me twist myself a little bit, and ever since then that was the problem.
Yeah, well, once you kind of move those things, I call them fletchets. I don't know what they call them, I forgot, but they're like two thumbs that rub together, and they kind of keep you back. They go straight up your backbone, and they're on every vertebrae, straight up the back. Those things will get stuck, and it causes a nerve to start hurting, you know. And actually, it's cutting off different things to your muscles. Your muscles aren't getting what they need. And but if you do that shoe thing, but if you so that I would try that. But you'll lay awake tonight and your back will be hurting. You said that 21, he's full of crap. But you know what? I might just try that. Then see you say 21, that was great. But I'm still not going to tell you I did it.
You try all kind of things, try to relieve it. And you find something that works, you go right to it.
10-4.
Hey, Star, before you ready to try all that stuff, hey, you ready to buy another wardrobe, because he going to make you know you going to have to buy all new pants. We was on one side of me longer. Yeah, that's right.
You're going to have to get one Herman Munster shoe and one regular shoe.
On the right side, the whole right side I'll be high on one side. Then I have to get them little platform shoes again.
You're going to have to get the kind like you and Elton John used to wear. Put just one of them on.
Yeah, give me one of the Elton John shoes, and then I can be stepping high.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, man. I had a pair of them back in the early 70s. I said, what the hell did I get these damn things? Disco, I wouldn't even look at one of them now. We're just trying to keep up with the brothers,
You trying to keep up.
Yes, Facet. It's Facet joint. I said Fletchet. That's the outlawed bullet that they had at Vietnam that they fired out of there. It was like a dart. They outlawed them because the thing would be tumbling and hit you and rip you wide open. That was a Fletchet. 15-4 probably tell you more about that. That's something I can't understand. You can drop an atomic bomb on somebody in war, but you got to be careful of the other stuff you do. You can't shoot them with a bullet that might be flipping around and hit the bone and run up and down their bone and bust them open. The way those things work, you shoot them in your leg and that thing would tumble around and fly up and down your arm, down your leg, bust you wide open. And that's inhumane. You're not supposed to shoot anybody, with a 50 caliber. I know that's a lie. They do it all the time. A BMG 50 caliber, those sniper rifles. Shit. No, I just I watch those guys, those Barrett 50 caliber sniper rifles hit somebody like about 5 miles away, man, pick them up off the ground and knock them through a concrete block wall, you know.
What's wrong with doing that to them?
Well, that's not humane, you know, that's not humane, but they can let you step on something, you know, go through your foot and or blow you up, you know, blow your leg off. That's all right, you know. Shit, that's crazy.
See, man, I think it's more humane if you just, you know, you make it effective. You don't shoot to injure or hurt somebody. God forbid hurting somebody. You shouldn't have to kill nobody, but if you have to kill somebody, then that's the object. That's the way I look at it. I don't want to hurt nobody and mess them up for the rest of their life. That's worse than killing them, you know. You shoot a fella and he can't walk never again, or something like that, you know. Or your mess is bringing up, but he still got to live the rest of his life. That's inhumane. If you have to do that, then it's more humane to be effective, Roger.
Yeah, well, in wartime, in a war, you want to wound them. You want to wound them because then it takes more people to take care of them. You're trying to cut down on the amount of people, you know, that you have there. So you got somebody, they got to take care of them. So that takes somebody else to help him. You know, you just shoot them dead. Well, they're going to leave them right there. They might come back for him later. They may not, but that's the idea about that. They'd rather wound them, you know, if it's head on and you've got, you know, one-on-one, you're going to kill them, you know, but you don't never pull a gun unless you mean to kill somebody. So that's the way that is. You better know that when you do it. So anyway, I'm going to get off that subject. I don't know how a crazy man got me on that subject.
But on that subject, and I'll get off of it too, you know, I'm ex-public safety myself, and well, when you was trained, you don't shoot to injure, you shoot to kill, and if you draw the weapon, you better damn sight be ready to do it. You know, that's just the way it is. A dead man can't sue you. His family can, but they can't sue you as hard as an injured man can. That's another thing that you have to look at in certain positions. But enough said about that. That's all negative vibes, man. We ain't talking about killing nobody no more. I'm going to get another Bud Light, and I'll be back to see what we got going on in the funny paper there.
10-4.
Dilly. Right, dilly.
You can't holler that at the golf course in Augusta. Specifically says you cannot holler dilly dilly at the Augusta Nationals. I don't know. That's one of the, you got it. That's one of the rules. That there's several things. There's a list of stuff you can't holler, and dilly dilly, that's one of them. I don't know why. Yeah, but at the, you know, when somebody's out there playing golf just before he gets ready to strike the ball, you know, and he's swinging dilly dilly. Oh no, he missed it, you know.
Oh, I thought they had that kind of beer at their Augusta National.
Yeah, see, 24/7 on the internet there said that was the facet joint. I might have already said that. I said Fletcher, the facet joint on your back. That's what, I know mine was like that. I had L5 and L4 operated on. They didn't cut it out or fuse it or nothing, but once that thing, it gets out of alignment, it's a problem. They'll get hung up, and you got to do all kind of twisting and turning, you know. But anyway, that's the way it is.
Hey, 21, the flashing is a different kind of problem.
Yeah, that's whenever. Yeah, that's bad. That's bad. Crazy man, they're making a new. It's generic now for that.
Really?
Yeah. Don't cost you $50 a pill anymore. There's a place out in North Carolina. I think you can get them for $5 a pill now. Well, this is what your girlfriend tells you to take it. Yeah. I don't know what they call it now. So the patent ran out, so they're making a generic form of it.
She may go see somebody else. That's crazy, man. That's me.
When you look at her and you say, that's odd. We never had that problem with anybody else.
Right. Must be the woman. She might have something that fuel can't kill the smell of. What do you say? Smell like perfume, you better back off.
I'm going to clean this up a little bit, but one time I heard this woman say, I bet you have a little something. I said, I would for you.
10-4. Should have asked her what her girlfriend had for her.
I guess she had a TRC 451 in the room.
Oh man, that's CB Viagra.
No, that was different. That was yeah. Looking back on that, when you're 17, you don't think about things, as truth or consequences. When she invited me over, she didn't tell me her parents were there. I didn't find that out till I got there. But but her father had quite a temper. If he'd have come home while I was over there with her and found us both mostly naked on the bed, that'd have been bad news for me, even though she invited me over.
Was it his radio?
It was in her bedroom. She had one of those beds that had like the little kind of the bookcase that shelves for a headboard, and it was sitting on top of the headboard for her bed.
Yeah, Range, I think you're right. Yeah, he wouldn't have been. He wouldn't have time to listen to no explanation.
Yes. Looking back on it now, I'm glad he didn't catch me. But see, she just called me up. It was the beginning of the summer, and she called me up the second time, and asked me to come over, and I said okay. And then I got there, and that's when I found out Mom and Dad weren't around, and that was, she planned it that way.
Should have done like Cowboy did that time. Get in there and with angel eyes and fall on the microphone in the bed and let it stay on all night.
Got the switch over to the wrong side. Just shut my radio off. I didn't want to listen to all that.
Well, it didn't last. I only went over there twice, and then at some point she had to go off somewhere. I don't remember if she moved or what it was. She went out of town for something, and I never heard her on the CB anymore. Her handle was Midnight Stallion, I think it was her CB handle.
Midnight Stallion, okay. I'd be kind of scared of that handle now if I was trying to see about her.
Well, I was 17, she was 16, and it was just one of those twice encounters, and then it was over with.
So now you might get like Caitlyn Jenner with a handle like that.
Well, that wasn't as prevalent back then, or even if it was, I was too naive to know about such things. Talking about being naive. You know, there's a couple of things I've remembered as adults, you know, that happened, and I was so naive at the time that it didn't even dawn on me what was going on at the time, you know, because I was so young. Like, I just turned 17 years old about the same time, and my birthday's in April, so it was like May. It was the end of my 11th grade year. And I was leaving the classroom, and there was this young teacher. She was fresh out of college. It was her first year teaching, and she said, "Night Ranger," of course, called my real name. She said, "Night Ranger, can you step back in my office a minute?" This is I was leaving the class, and the other students left the class. And I was just she and I, and she said, "You know, Night Ranger," she said, "I like to smoke pot and take Quaaludes and party." She said, "If you know where any good parties are on the weekend, give me a call. My number's in the book." And I said, "Okay." And I turned and walked out the door. I was so naive. It just turning 17. It didn't even dawn on me that she was asking for a date. I thought she just wanted to know where a good party was. It wasn't until years later in my 20s that I heard some story on the news about some teacher fooling around with some high school student, and I remembered that woman saying that. And I was like, holy crap, she was asking for a date, and I was so naive it went right over my head. And then I remembered about the same time, she had said that her car was in the shop, and she asked me if I'd give her a ride home to her apartment. And I said, okay, and took her back. And then some other guy chimed in about that time and said, hey, can you give me a ride home? So she had something in mind. It fooled her plans because it wound up being the three of us instead of the two of us.
But if she'd have had a realistic radio, it'd have been on.
Well, no, I'd have turned her down. If I'd have got back and you know, she'd have tried to put it on me, I'd have turned her down. She was... she wasn't as pretty as the girls I was dating, so I just said no.
Well, all it takes is a light switch, man.
I must admit, I was spoiled as a young man. By the time I hit 17, there were some pretty girls coming after me, and she was okay, but she wasn't any competition for the little sweethearts that I was messing with at that time.
Can't beat experience, man. Of course, you'd have been scarred for life.
I don't know. Your butt was too big. You know, when you're that young, you wanted to, you know, at least I did. I wanted to find the cream of the crop. She had her butt looked like somebody stuffed a watermelon sideways in the back of her pants.
You ain't never heard of Sir Mix-a-Lot?
Yeah, well, to borrow that song, Baby Had Back.
Yeah. What do you say, Star Patrol? He did what with amplifier? Yeah. Yeah. What do you say about Prime Minister? Yeah, reckon he started building them back again, or he's kind of teamed up with BBI, isn't he? Yeah, he used to work on them, though. He used to make them radio, work on radios and all like that way back, because he had in the chat room, he'd be on there, building them. Yeah, man. I tell you, I saw a video of him on Baker Man BBI Break. I think that's what it is on YouTube. Man, he's gained a lot of weight.
A lot of them, they interact as they used to, so they're being called now. They don't get to be around for a while.
410.
Yeah, I think BBI says Prime Minister told him that he was Prime Minister's apprentice.
Devil. I know he had a water-cooled box, though. I got a picture of it somewhere. I don't know, years ago. I don't know what it put out, and a picture of his beams, big old gigantic. You know, not as big as Motormouth Mall had, but you know, he could put something on anybody. He came out with that what you call it, Godzilla scream when you key up, and it'd bury it in the corner. You know. I don't know. He got in there a little bit off and on a while back. He probably kind of, the way these people are doing everybody now, they done turned in somebody else. You know, they got Tech Nine, got him out of there. Then they got Scorpion Amp guy. They turned him in. They're gonna, but those guys get on the internet and they show them everything. That's why I'm real careful. Like when I tell you what I got over here, I only have received preamp stuff. I can't help it what these other people got in the box there. I'm only using that part. So that's why I make sure I come out with that disclaimer. Yeah, 10-4.
Oh man, military. He has a speech impediment. Why do they want to mess with him?
Jealous, hating on him because he's building. They got him out there. They trolling around trying to find somebody, and so they'll put the man on him, and just to try to, I don't know. They just, people do that.
That's right. He one of the young guys up and coming. Matter of fact, BBI was taking him under his wing.
Yeah. That's the kind they like to get, the way you got a pack of animals running and a lion that's behind them. The one that's not making it up to the rest of them are running in the back. That's the one they're going to get. Yeah, it's a shame, you not hurting anybody, not hurting nobody, man. They're not building anything, terrorist activities or doing anything to hurt anybody, and damn, people can't stand it. They gotta get in there and try to do that. But I feel sorry for him. But I'm sure that he don't have to advertise on YouTube. I'm sure he has enough business, and matter of fact, it might even help him. Underground is always more expensive than out in the open.
I'm sure, because I know Tech Nine ain't stop him. He just don't do YouTube no more. But he's still doing his thing.
Oh yeah. I think he'll sell you the videos if you want to get in touch with him. About different videos that he's got.
Oh yeah, that's what he does. He makes the videos. He's still making the videos. He sends it to his customers along with the box.
Yeah, he's a real nice guy, man. And I hated that happened to him because he's not a. There's one of the guys you mentioned. I'm not gonna say nothing. I better shut up. But anyway, he's not an arrogant guy, and I like that. Because they be listening to me. They say, let's go over there and see what that dirty diaper is saying. Let's try to catch him riding dirty. Yeah.
Oh, BBI, if he built an amplifier with a 12-watt transistor, he'd try to claim it put out 100.
What do you say they're 15-4?
I say, if they use 21, they'll go to Crazy Man's house.
Yeah, 10-4. Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Well, you come over here. I got something waiting on.
They go over there and they'll come back different.
They'll be walking crooked. Or looking different.
What you say there, Night Range? You say somebody put in a 12 volt and have a 125 coming out.
Yeah, I said BPI. If he built an amplifier with a 12-watt transistor, he tried to claim it was putting out 100.
Yeah, I don't know how they do that. They got the 5 bird watt meters. They got one pointed one way and then another pointed another way, and then they got another that checks the first one. And I don't know, but anyway, so well, this is what it's doing. Let me flip this, and then flip that. Well, let me go back here on the side and check this. See the radio, see the meter. Oh, this is it right here. So I don't know. Well, they say, well, how many volts are you putting into it? Well, I'm putting 14 volts. Well, anyway, I don't know how they do what they do.
Very good.
Yeah, so you don't have it. You use those dozy meters over there. We got to get a bird meter. I got it. I just don't like them. I don't like the way they look. I've always had a big dozy meter. I'm used to it. I got my antenna switch in it, and I need to change that because several reasons, but right now it don't matter. But because I've got one made by Black Cat. I got a Wawasi version of the dozy that Emil Dozy himself signed on the inside of it. I sent it back to them to recalibrate it for 6,000 watts. And he was getting ready to sell the company, the Crystal Manufacturing Company that made the meters after him. He said, well, you better send it back because I'm getting ready to retire. And he signed on inside of it. I've showed it to a couple of people, but that's just for me to know. But I just like I don't care what it is. I know what I'm supposed to be putting out. I only use it as a reference. I look over there from time to time, and if it moves one way or the other, something ain't right. That's what I'm after. I'm not saying, man, look what I'm putting out. I got to, I'm looking to see like an RPM gauge. That's what I go by. It doesn't matter. The other part don't matter to me.
I remember listening to Carpet. Pretty sure, I think it was Carpet. He got his first, I guess it was a Bird 43 without the peak reading kit. Now he's been using the Dozy. I've been listening to him, talking about getting one, and he finally got it. And he got home and he keyed up and he said, "I hate bird meters." And I said, I keyed up. I said, "Did you get your feelings hurt?" And he said, "Yes."
Yeah, well, they're RMS, and where the Dozy is RMS too, and they're pretty accurate. They're pretty close. I mean, they're pretty accurate. You just got to kind of, like I say, if you worried about exact, it isn't exact, but that's all hype. Oh, you got to have a bird meter. That ain't gonna help you get out any better, So I don't know.
So you gotta have batteries for those dozies, for those bird meters, right?
Let's see. I don't remember. I think, and I know my antenna analyzer. I do.
Yeah, I think those bird meters carry a battery too, because I hear people complaining all the time, my battery's dead, I gotta get another battery.
10-4, let me check. I don't remember.
The regular stock Bird without the peak reading, I don't know that it needs a battery, but I've never owned a Bird, so I'm kind of guessing.
Yeah, with the peak reading kit, you need the battery, but I don't have the one with the peak reading kit in it. I got the antique leather case and slug things and all. I don't know. Let me see if I can find the damn thing.
Digital meter.
I feel like digging it out right now. It's over there. I got too much stuff over there right now. But anyway, yeah. But they're not appealing to me. That little round thing. Well, you got to look at this scale, and that's to read the bottom scale. Now wait, look at the top scale. Now multiply that, man. Crap.
What about that peak reading? Was it the LPK? I forgot the name of it. You see the bar graph peak reading meter that a lot of people have when they're showing off the ham.
Yeah, something like a DL1000, that digital readout. I'd like to have one of those.
LPK or LPA, I forgot what it is. You see them though, showing the big 3.6, 1500 A7 meter, amps and stuff like that.
Yeah, 10.4. Now, you can get that same thing and stick it in a dosimeter. You can take the scale, you can take the meter out of the dozy and put one of those. They sell that readout. I wouldn't do it, but if you're going to do all that, you get that. But that's great. It shows you the SWR, the power, everything digitally. Well, it's nice.
I got an MFG. I like that. The Giant, the MFG Giant, where I can see it.
I know it.
I've seen that when that meter swings by and it makes your hair flap in the air.
That's kind of like Pirate, number 9 Pirate out there in California. He used to have a meter that he had glued a big old arrow on it. It was cool. And I said, where did you find a meter like that at? And he told me that he had made a plastic or a cardboard arrow and glued it onto the meter, what do you call it, the movement, little needle. And it was real big. That's what he had on his video gates. Then he changed it.
That MFJ is about the biggest one I think I've seen.
Yeah, it's kind of big now. I like it. I got a dozy too, but I like that MFJ. For one thing, you can see it. You don't have to screen your eyes.
Yeah, and that's good for us old folks.
That's right.
I want to say it over here on the shelves. How do you use it?
Y'all can hear this on radio right here?
Oh, yeah, we got you there, 1928, 1961.
Yeah, I'm on this old 23 channel. Old 23 channel, T-Berry, Stalker.
Now, that Stalker is sideband, isn't it?
Yeah, the Stalker too.
Yeah, I had the Stalker 9. It's like a Cobra 142. Yeah, that's a good radio. Now that radio there, it doesn't have the 5-pin on it, does it?
I couldn't tell you. I had to take it off and listen to it.
You probably would have 5-pin mic plug. You probably would have known by now. Yeah, the T-Berry one I had, Stalker 9, had that 5-pin like a Cobra 2000.
I don't know why they go with them odd number things. Instead of stay with the full print like everybody else, and it's easy to get to.
White Dog, what radio you talking on there? That Galaxy 2547 and a 515 special 2-pill and a Antron 99.
No, IMAX 2000.
Okay, and a D104.
Yep, bought this D104 back in 1976.
10-fold.
Well, you guys have mentioned it. Hey, you were talking about that MF, what is it, MFJ meter, the Giant? I got one.
10-4.
Tempo.
You using it?
You gotta sit on the shelf.
Collect your stuff.
And then I have a dozy with the, what's the word I'm looking for? It gives the, it's got the channel in it. Yeah,
That's the 3 meter type with the freak meter in the bottom base.
Yes, sir. I got one of those too.
10-4. That's like the PDC 600 with that foot thing down there, that angled thing with it cut out for that freak meter.
Yes, sir. I got one of those. Actually, right now, I'm not running no meter.
10-4. Well, I'm going to stand by because Chicken Wing is in there. Hello, Chicken Wing.
What's going on?
Nothing too much, man. Drumstick, what you talking on?
A Galaxy DX2547 with a BB250 and a static mic with a solar being about 60 feet there. Roger.
10-4, well, you good and loud over here, so I'm going to stand by.
Tempo, and they call me Rat-Tat-Tat, drumstick, around the big town of Moncks Corner. Hey, what's going on in that drumstick? Old Maverick waving a hand. Ain't heard you, man, in a while. Tempo, Maverick. I've been doing good. I've been kind of under the weather. I've been taking some chemo treatments and all, and some IV potassium there, Roger. Roger. Well, I hope you're doing better there, man. Sure enough, good to hear you in. We take a stand by, let you get back into everybody else. Just want to wave a hand, man. Old Maverick, we're that quiet. Tempo, Maverick. You and the family have a great night. Good evening, drumstick. 15-4 with a wave. Tempo, 15-4. Right back at you. Drumstick, crazy man waving. Hello, crazy man. I'm waving right back. Me too, Reggie. They're making me hungry. Yeah, that chemo's no fun.
Hey, Drumstick,
Yeah.
that 15-4, I mean 1961, he's got you already in a bowl of hot water with some carrots and celery up in there, right?
Tempo.
So what do you when did you start this chemo stuff?
I've been doing this off and on for about 20 years, but a couple months ago, my platelets dropped real low, and I had to go take it. I had to do about 6 treatments.
410. That stuff messes up your taste.
No, the kinds I take, it don't, because I take it for a blood disorder, and I don't lose my hair or nothing, and it don't burn my throat, but it does make me very weak and tired feeling.
Can you take it at home, or do you have to go in the north? You have to go to that place over there and do it.
I have to go to the cancer center and take it.
410.
But the good thing is it helps. That's all that matters. Right?
Well, that's what counts, man. As long as it help you.
And it does.
They have so many new things out now, that I tell you, they really came a long way in the last 20 years.
Tempo. Now, what is this will be under? This will be under Radio Night, so I know what to look up on YouTube.
Okay, it'll be called Drumstick Came Into Town. No, it'll be called old radio night, Johnson Messenger 223, and maybe today's date. It'll be old radio night, Johnson Messenger 223, and possibly the date. I don't know.
Okay. And when would this be on there?
Well, it's on there right now, live. It's on there now. If you get on there now, you can listen to it. It's on there live. Or it'll probably be, when I say that's it, it'll probably be 20 minutes before they get it all uploaded, I think. I don't know.
Okay. Hold on a minute and let me write this down. Just give me a minute and let me write it down, okay?
Yeah, man, take all the time you want.
Okay, go ahead. You said it's on YouTube, I know, and I know how to get that. But what's it under?
Okay. When you get on YouTube, look up Old Radio Night. And then right after that, you put Johnson Messenger 223. And then today's date.
Tempo.
Roger. Later on, I got to check out that old tube radio network out of California. I check in on that on Saturday. They show the radios that everybody's talking on there. You don't actually see the ones they're talking on. You see him in there, Bozo Control there, Dennis, and you hear them talking, and then he has pictures of them, and they talk about them, and they have some oddball radios now. They're all old tube radios. Some of the guys call in, they're not on tube radios, but they get on them, and just pretty neat. Some of them I've only seen in pictures, but I'd like to have. It's not right to say you'd like to have that radio. I'd like to have one like that radio. Is that General MC11 or MC12? It was made out in California, and I've never seen one in person. But those are some loud radios, man.
Tempo. Yeah, it's the MC12 there, Roger.
Yeah, 10-4. Yeah, it's got rack handles on it. Got rack handles on it like a military, it looks like a Tram Titan 2A, or different thing, like a export radio, except it's got the round metal handles on it in the front.
Tempo.
I tell you what, I'm watching Lost in Space on TV, and old June Lockhart, man, back then she looked pretty, back when I was growing up and this thing was on, she looked like an old lady. Looked pretty tough right now. I mean, Night Ranger wouldn't think so, but I think she's all right.
I like the way she looks on the show. But that was just for my time, Roger.
Yeah, 10-4, yeah. Well, I was watching it back then, but I was Billy Mummy. That's the kid. I didn't really never care for him because of that. It was, I don't know if it's Outer Limits or one of those shows like that. He scared me one time. He turned people into ears of corn and puppets and all kind of stuff. If you didn't do what he said, he'd turn you into the daggum Jack in the Box thing.
One I remember remember the girl I had a crush on back as a teenager was, remember the TV show WKRP in Cincinnati? And the one that I always thought was, that I used to sit there and just kind of stare at very fondly was Bailey Quarters, or the actress's name was Jan Smithers. Everybody else was looking at Lonnie Anderson, but I was looking at Bailey Quarters. She had the first she had long brown hair and big and real pretty eyes, and they had her wearing glasses, and then like the later seasons she dyed her hair blonde.
Yeah. I always thought she actually looked better than Lonnie Anderson in a way, because Lonnie, I don't know, there's just too much makeup, you know.
Well, yeah, Lonnie Anderson, the character on WKRP, Jennifer, she was the gold digger, and apparently Lonnie was a gold digger in real life too. Because Burt Reynolds said after he married her, he said he gave her a American Express Platinum credit card with a $50,000 credit card limit. They said an hour later she'd already run up $45,000 in credit charges.
Yeah, he bought her a 7-carat diamond ring. She took him for everything he had.
He said that marrying her was the dumbest thing he ever did.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, Bailey Quarters, 15 and 16 years old. That was the one I was looking at.
I know who Star Patrol used to like. You still in there, Star Patrol? Where you going now?
There was some news article about her maybe 10, 15 years later that apparently she was driving down the road, messed up on some drugs or something, and the cops pulled her over and she was butt naked in her car.
Denver.
And they're on that TV show, she's looking all sweet and lovable and, girl next door like.
Old Star Trek had some nice looking women on there, back in the day, the original Star Trek,
Oh, was it Grace Lee Whitley? She was the blonde yeoman Rand that was always taking care of Kirk.
Shit, yeah, they good looking on every one of them. They're 21.
I know, especially that green woman. That was Batgirl. That's who she was. That green woman that was on there that time.
No shit, I didn't know that. But now that you say that, she does kind of resemble Batgirl.
Yeah, that's her. That Batgirl, man, great day.
She's only like one season, maybe the first season, and then there was some type of issue with somebody, one of the writers or producers, making passes at her, and she wouldn't go along with it, so she got fired. But that was Yeoman Rand. She was that good-looking blonde that was always bringing Kirk his stuff in like the first or second season.
I'll have to check it out. I remember the one you're talking about. I think she's a little short-haired girl, blonde hair, short hair. Didn't they kill her to get rid of her? Didn't she die off or something and they replaced her?
No, you're talking about Star Trek: The Next Generation. Yeah, they killed her off after that girl appeared in Playboy magazine in the centerfold, and they killed her off. Now, this is the original Star Trek, Yeoman Rand. She was beautiful. She always had her, they had her hair kind of piled up on top of her head, some weird hairdo, but she was gorgeous.
Batgirl was in Playboy.
And then second generation, yeah. She died on an away mission. I can't remember her name there, but no shit. It was because she appeared in Playboy?
Yeah, on Star Trek: The Next Generation. Yeah, she appeared in an article of Playboy, and they booted her not long after that. But no, not the woman that played Batgirl. That's a different girl. We're talking about Star Trek: The Next Generation. That was I can't remember that actress's name either. But yeah, she had real short blonde hair. She appeared in the new photo in Playboy, and they canned her.
Yeah. Well, you were born like in 1967.
Me? No, 63.
Okay. Well, you still probably wasn't watching Star Trek when it first come out.
I know I watched it in reruns for sure.
Oh yeah.
It was on in the afternoon when I come home from school.
I still watch it. I done seen them 1,000 times. There's a couple of them I don't like. The Trouble with Tribbles, I don't like that one. And a couple other ones. I don't like that dude that is always on there. He's on all kind of shows around that time of those years. He's on all those kind of shows. But there's only a couple of them I don't like. I see that, I turn it off. But I like to watch it, even though I've seen them hundreds of times. What do you say, Night Ranger?
I said, just Google, I think it's Yeoman Rand. I think her name was Grace Lee Whitley, and she was that smoking hot blonde on the first Star Trek.
Okay, the first Star Trek where the boldly go where no man has gone before one.
Yeah, the original with Captain Kirk.
Okay. I never did care for the other ones after that with Picard or Petard. Did he hoist his own self on his own Picard? That's a joke.
I didn't like the first and second season of Star Trek The Next Generation, but by the third season it got a lot better.
Yeah, and another that I didn't like was Battlestar Galactica with the old man from Bonanza. I didn't watch Bonanza so many times when I was little. There he was on there, and I just couldn't get used to it.
Well, that show wasn't that good to begin with.
It had those robots or whatever they were with the Knight Rider LED light running back and forth in their face.
It is Cylons.
You ever notice that Voyage Beneath the Sea or whatever and Time Tunnel and all of them, they use the same monsters?
No, but that robot they used to show up in Lost in Space appeared on more than one show.
Oh, yeah.
What do you say? Warning. Or was it danger?
Yeah, Danger, Will Robinson.
Who's that out there calling out there, way out there? Is that you, 987?
You talking about me?
No, man, you way over there. You real loud. Notice somebody out there sound like about 1 pound hollering. No, man, you way up there. I don't know. I can't hear him anymore. Might have been Skip. I heard somebody out there, though. I'm going to get Night Ranger to build me a Dave made radio transmitter with a relay in it to where I can have like a old Helicopter SX-43 as a receiver and another transmitter where I can listen on one and talk on another one. Something like a Brown and Golden Eagle, but something that I would really like Night Ranger to make for me.
Oh, you just want to be special.
Y'all don't hear them out there?
I hear whoever it is, but the noise blanker on this radio is not quite getting the noise out of there so I can hear him.
Well, fellas, we gonna call it a night. It has been fun. With the clock on the wall, so that's all for me. We put it on you guys later. And y'all have a good weekend. What's left of it? I'm clearing up. I left 15 for get you there. Call me 116. We're back out.
All right, 15-4, enjoyed it, man. Always a pleasure having you in there. You make it always enjoyable. Hey, have a good weekend. We'll talk to you later. 21, back out.
I got a good copy on him, but I ain't talked to him.
That's 15-4.
Fool. Hey, 15-4. You have a good night, man. Old Maverick over here. I didn't talk to you, but I ain't heard you yet. I heard you good just now. Have a good one, man. 15-4, old Maverick. We standing by. All right, Maverick. We've been reading the mail on you all night, man. Sound real good and all
good night. Talk to you later, Night Ranger listening.
Hey, Maverick, I'm going to open up the bottom of this old brute Telco amp, put up there, and try to get a picture of the inside.
Telco, I'll tell you what I'm going to do then. If you do that, I'm going to go over here and open up these two that I have, both of them. Because I know they have different transistors. One of them has a stud mount. That's the one that's missing one. It's got a stud mount in it. And it's missing one of them. And the other one's got both of the transistors in there. I'm opening it up. And when you open yours up, because I'm being a little delayed on getting on the internet and looking at stuff. So tell me what kind of pill you got in yours. And I'm going to see what kind I got in mine. Roger?
10-4, all right, I got 2 screws out and 2 more to go. I got the stud mount, but I don't remember the number, some funny number. Okay, I'm taking the other 2 screws out.
Oh, I got a box on the other side of the room I got to go to. Mine ain't sitting right here. I'll be right back.
All right, I'm going to stick it up there. I need another pair of reading glasses here. They're Motorola's. They got 712 down at the bottom. The other one is MRF 4 something A. But anyway, I'm going to stick it up there in front of the camera. That's it right there. Wait a minute. Let me get it up on here. That's the television right there. That's it right there. That's the inside of it. Let's see. I can't focus on the, might be able to focus on it. My glasses aren't strong enough and I can't, little small writing like that, I just can't see it for some reason. Sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. Anyway, let me see if I can read what it is. I can put on 2 pair, wait a minute, no, that's not it. So another pair of glasses I thought I had over here somewhere. I put 2 pair on, sometimes I can see the little tiny writing. For MRF 420A. I don't know if that's it or not. 400A, 420A, can't tell. I'm focusing in on it. Does that sound, anybody know anything about Motorola 450A? MRF 450A was 712. Damn, that's either a 430 or 450. I don't know.
Not a 455, is it?
No, I got another pair of glasses. Hang on. I'm going to stack 2 of them together.
Roger. 455A would sound about right for a stud mount. That's what I'm familiar with anyway. I got one of mine open, and I can't open the other one real easy because it's got these damn hex head screws, and I ain't got the right bit here in front of it open.
All right, I just put this other pair of glasses on. It's a MRF 450A. 2 of them, MRF 450A. No 455, 450A.
MRF 450A NPA silicon power transistor stud mount, 50 watt transistor.
Okay, well, that's what's in there, 2 of them.
They got them in RF parts, it looks like.
Simple.
$24.93 in stock.
Wow, that's good. They take a beating now. I'm telling you, they this thing here has had plenty of beating going on it, and it's got to be getting close to 50 years old, maybe 40 years old. It's got to be.
Okay, well, the one I got open here has got the flange mounts in it, and it has 2 CTC C03024 transistors in it. Never heard of those before, but it's got 2 of those in it. That's not the stud mount one, though. That's the one with the flange mounts. The stud mount, I'm going to have trouble taking apart. I can take it apart, but it'll take me a little bit.
Yeah, 10-4 on that. There, yeah, this is a stud mount one here, and down at the bottom, back at the back of that amp, where the SO239 is at, and the power comes out on the printed circuit board. There's a concrete or a sand resistor underneath it. Does yours say broadband linear amplifier? On the board in copper.
No, mine don't have that on it. It's just got RF in, RF out. That's only 2 things stamped in copper up there near that. Let's see, key tab. It's got everything listed on the board. I mean, shit. Everything is listed on the board. This is a nice board in here. Nice printed board, yeah. Everything is listed, but I don't see broadband linear amplifier on it.
Where the power cord comes in. Mine has RF in, RF out, up on the end where the remote control socket is at. That's where that's at, up there near the SO239 right there. Near where the relay is at, up in that area. Back in the back where the transformer is at, you have the power lines coming in, and then there's a sand resistor going crossways between land crossways back there, and right underneath that, mine says broadband linear amplifier.
Okay, I'm looking at that area. I don't have that on my board. That's not on this board. Now, the stud mount board that I have, it may be on it, but this isn't the stud mount. This is the one with the flange mount, right?
Okay. Well, does yours have that resistor at the back?
10-4.
Right in front of the resistor. It's got some kind of little square looking thing down there before the transformer. Well, we'll have to get together and look at it one day. That's hard to do over the radio.
Yeah, I got something sitting on the side. I think that's a capacitor is what that little square thing is. I'm looking at the capacitor.
Yeah, there's one on the side too, and then there's a big capacitor on there, 470 UF at 15 volts, and then you got a diode right there. And then the opposite side, you got a big old round looking, heavy looking diode thing, and then there's the transistors there, and then you got a whole bunch of little square looking, capacitors, and you go on up and you got some little coily wires and some more little coily wires. Then you get up there and you got that right beside the relay, you got that green and red ferrite core with wire wound around it.
Well, look, you can't get on there. You're going to take care of it. I'm going to change that fucking area, mate.
All right, crazy man.
I just saw why this one is chattering when they keyed up. Sure did. one of the damn capacitors on the output transformer is burned slam the fuck up. That was a good reason for it to be messing up.
10-4. All right, crazy man. Sorry to talk so long there, bore you out there, and enjoyed you being out there.
Okay, I catch y'all later. Tell him that's a good talk to. I talk to him later.
Talk to you later, crazy man.
I had a nice thing to get over by too right there. I think you went 7 too. I figured Frank will be going too.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to shut the video gate down here. I know old 21's going to be doing his old radio night, so he'll be vacating as well.
Yeah, 10-4. I got to get out of here too. Hey, Maverick, 1961, a 116 and 116, and everybody else out there. Hey, y'all have a good one. I'm gonna be shutting it down too. Enjoyed it. We'll do it again next week. 21, we back out.
Enjoy it, brother. I'll see you.
Oh yeah, see you, Drumstick. Bum bump.
Yeah, all y'all old people better go to bed now.
10-4.
Well, I got the video gate off now. I gave the Henry a good run tonight.
10-4.
It's been so long since I turned it on. When I first cut it on, I stood back with a pair of pliers, insulated pliers, in case sparks started flying from the capacitors in so long.